A female person of interest has been held in relation to Danielle Rowe's murder. This is Undiluted News. Mikey Bones reporting. A female person of interest has been taken into custody in relation to the murder of 8-year-old Danielle Rowe. Deputy Commissioner of Police Fitz Bailey said the woman was picked up in the corporate area about 2:30 p.m. on Friday. He did not disclose the identity of the person of interest, citing administrative and legal procedures. He said further information will be made available as soon as these proceedings are completed. Danielle Rowe was taken from Brayton Primary and Infant School in Portmore and St. Catherine on Thursday of June 8. She was later found in the St. Andrew Central Police Division with her throat slashed. She died while undergoing treatment. Prime Minister Andrew Holness on Friday broke ground for the $907 million Sheffield Palms housing development in Retreat in Westmoreland. Being executed under the National Housing Trust Guaranteed Purchase Program, the project will provide 62-bedroom housing solutions to Jamaicans in the first phase. The first 30 units are expected to be completed by March 2024, while the additional 30 houses will be delivered to homeowners by September of 2024. The overall development comprised 24 acres of land, and this will bring 113 housing units to the market. A member of the Westmoreland Municipal Corporation has blasted some of his colleagues for skipping a meeting on Thursday and called to find a solution to the issue of stray animals on the roadway. Over the last 2 weeks, 3 people died after vehicles in which they were traveling collided with stray cows. Among the deceased is a police officer who crashed into a cow while riding his motorcycle. Councillor Garfield James expressed disappointment at the absence of councillors from the opposition People's National Party. A 71-year-old taxi operator was robbed of his licensed firearm after leaving a funeral Sunday afternoon. The brazen incident occurred in broad daylight on the premises of the Runaway Bay Tabernacle Church along the Runaway Bay Main Road in St. Anne, police reported. And it is said that about 2:30, the elderly man had just left a funeral service inside the church and was about to enter his motor car when he was approached by a man. Police said the man pulled a firearm, held up and robbed the operator of his licensed Glock pistol with a magazine containing 12 9mm rounds. The gunman then escaped on foot in the area. Another returning resident has been killed. An 80-year-old woman was found stabbed to death at her home in Top Kendall in Hanover on Saturday night. The woman, a returning resident, was found with stab wounds by relatives. The deceased has been identified as Patsy Allen, a retired nurse. And information reaching the newsroom is that relatives discovered the body of the now deceased lying in a passage in her house with what appeared to be stab wounds. The police were summoned and Allen was taken to hospital where she was confirmed dead. The body was later removed to the morgue pending a post-mortem examination. And hours after, a woman who was said to be her caretaker was also found dead. The caretaker, 73-year-old Tika Anderson Nesbitt from Grange District in Green Island in Hanover, was also found dead at her home by relatives just hours after Miss Patsy's body was found. The police are now searching for a group of men who invaded a house in New Longsville, Clarendon on Friday morning, killing a farmer in the presence of family members. The killers reportedly claimed that they were members of the Jamaica Constabulary Force. The incident occurred about 1:30 a.m. The investigators said that 42-year-old Tyrone Davis, otherwise called Hilroy, was at home with his spouse and children when they were awakened by loud knockings and shouts of police. Mr. Davis was shot after he opened the door. He was taken to hospital where he was pronounced dead. Meanwhile, 2 men were shot, one fatally by gunmen in Hanover on Thursday. The attack occurred along the Saxa Main Road about 5:30 a.m. The deceased is 33-year-old Nicholas Pinnock, a farmer of Springmount District in Hanover. The other victim, who is a tour guide, is in serious condition at hospital. And it's reported that Mr. Pinnock was driving his motorcycle with a pillion rider when unknown assailants on a motorcycle rode up beside them and opened fire, hitting them both. They were taken to hospital where Mr. Pinnock was pronounced dead. Meanwhile, 1 man is dead and several persons were left homeless after gunmen went on a rampage in a section of Gregory Park in Portmore and St. Catherine early Saturday morning. The dead man has been identified as 28-year-old taxi operator Ranil Horton of Gregory Park, while 47 persons, including 27 children, are now left without a home after fire was set to 11 houses, destroying 8. And it's reported that about 3:50 a.m. in the morning, Horton and a friend were sitting on a white Toyota Probox motor car along the roadway in the vicinity of Walker's Avenue in Gregory Park when loud explosions were heard. They ran in a bid to escape, but Horton was shot in his upper body and right arm and he collapsed. Shortly after, a group of men armed with rifles and handguns then made their way to 44 Walker's Avenue, where they threw gas oil on the houses and then set them ablaze. They then opened gunfire, which awoke the occupants of the household. While the occupants were trying to escape from the burning building, the gunmen opened fire at them, forcing them to return back into the burning house, resulting in an elderly woman sustaining burns all over her body. The gunmen then left on foot. Mr. Hunt was pronounced dead at hospital, while the elderly woman was admitted in serious condition. Teams from the Waterford and Spanish Town fire departments helped to extinguish the fire. A businesswoman was shot dead while her husband and son narrowly escaped death when they were attacked by gunmen at Cooleytown District in Paradise in Westmoreland on Saturday. The deceased has been identified as 27-year-old Chantal Codner Whittingham, otherwise called Pookie, from Brighton District, Little London in the parish. It's reported about 3:30 p.m. Codner Whittingham, her husband and son had driven into the community and park when they were approached by 4 men armed with guns. Police said the men opened gunfire at all 3 of the people in the vehicle. The husband and wife went in different directions, and the gunmen chased and fired shots at them and then left the area on foot. Codner Whittingham was found suffering from gunshot wounds to her head. The other occupants escaped unhurt. She was then transported to hospital, where she was pronounced dead on arrival. On to sports. Women's World Cup took a break as we are now down to 4 teams. But tomorrow, action will resume and we'll see Spain, who edged Netherlands 2-1, will now take on Sweden in the semifinals. Sweden, meantime, reached the top 4 after a surprise win over Japan. Wednesday will see surprise team Australia. They will take on a very tough England squad. And this is the crucial stage where any mistake could cost you the trophy, and any one of these 4 teams' name can win. Prediction for the championship, though, is going to be Spain. On to cricket. Brandon King's superb unbeaten 85 led the West Indies to an 8-wicket win over India yesterday to secure a 3-2 victory in their 2020 series. Set a target of 166 to win the 5th and deciding contest in Lauderhill in Florida. The West Indies reached their target with 2 overs to spare, with Nicholas Pooran scoring 47 in a partnership of 107 with King. And this is a very rare win by the West Indies, beating India 3-2 in the 2020 series. And if you ever miss the news on this radio station, please go to YouTube, type in Jamaican Undiluted News, listen, like, share, and subscribe to keep it going. That's news and sports on your favorite radio station. My name is Mikey Bones. I gone.